Whoa! Took me 3 attempts to press that button. We are doing an alfresco version of Pedalboards Doom News. Why? Because my internet's not working properly. So I'm going to read all this and just explain it to you, because I don't want to let you down, because there is some really cool news this week and you deserve to know what it is. So my first question is to you. Who the fuck is Machine Gun Kelly? I've never heard of this guy before, and now he's everywhere on my socials because he's got a pink telly with a humbucker in it. I don't know. Yeah, so out of touch. I really am. Right, okay. Yes, so we have some really cool news. First up, Boss have brought out 2 new loopers. They have brought out the RC-600 and the RC-505 Mark II. So the 505 has been around for a while. They discontinued it, brought out the Mark II version. The RC-600 and the 505 are very similar in terms of what they've got. So they've got 32-bit processing and all these bits and pieces, and a load of built-in effects, including DJ effects, plus all the standard Boss effects. The difference is the RC-600 is a floor-mounted one, and the RC-505 is, oh, it's bloody raining. Okay, is a desktop one for DJs and these sort of things. Other than that, they're very similar. The controls are very different, but what they do is very similar. Lots of I/O in now. You've got 3 outs on the, I think on both of them actually, including one to sub. Very cool. What I would say to you is, if you are one of the lucky people who has like something like a Boss ES8 or a G3 or a G2 from Gig Rig, you can assign your different pedals, so the different button switches, to do send different MIDI messages. Now the Boss RC5 takes MIDI in, and you can assign different buttons to do different features. So basically the RC-600 is almost like the RC5 and an ES8 has had a baby, and this is it. If you already had the ES8, you can get all this functionality at a cheaper price, which is great, because that's, you know, Boss won't mind me saying that, because that's one of the big things that they put in to the RC5. If you don't, this could be great. It's going to take up quite a lot of room, but do bear in mind, you could probably gig with it as your pedal board, because it's got all the built-in effects. So if looping is the big thing for you, that's the way to go. Next up, something a lot cheaper. Harley Benton have released a bunch of mini pedals, and they're all under 20 euros. I'm not going to go into too much detail. There's some cool stuff in there. There's like a DI box, cab sims, and these sort of things. Have a look at yourself. They are copies of other Chinese pedals. They're just rebranded stuff, so, you know, white label, that sort of thing. Anyway, moving on. REVV AMPS, they make some great stuff, they really do, and in some of their amps I'm led to believe they have a noise gate, and what they've done is they've given people the option to have that noise gate as a separate pedal. It's called the G8. Noise gates are noise gates, they are what they are. Some are better than others, and I'm just going to take a punt here and say, from REVV AMPS, this is going to be bloody good. Right, Blackstar. Okay, another amp company making pedals. These aren't the first pedals Blackstar have made, and to be fair, the first lot of valve pedals that Blackstar brought out were a bit hit and miss. A lot of people really loved them. I didn't, but I was younger at the time. Maybe if I went back to them now, I might like them more. Who knows? But these new ones are kind of the same, but also a lot more as well. You've got 3 pedals, you've got a distortion, you've got an overdrive, and you've got a boost. The boost is a single pedal and doesn't have all the functionality that the other 2 have. So it is a boost, it's a valve driven boost. Probably, possibly the best one out of the lot. We don't know because I've not tried. But the distortion and the overdrive have some features which I'm going to read from my paper, because they are pretty cool. So they are an interface, so you can record straight from them into your computer. Brilliant. Okay, bear in mind these are less than 300 euros, and whatever that translates to. They obviously have a valve. It's an EC88 AX7. They are 9-volt input, so standard 9-volt center negative input. Now that's relative, because the old ones were a pain in the ass to power. I think that's probably the main thing I didn't like about them. But yeah, you had to have all sorts of proprietary power supplies for that, and it just wasn't great. So these are 9-volt input, but they do ramp it up to 200 volts internally, which is, that's fucking good, because you want the valve doing something. They've got effects loops in them. They've got XLR outs. They've got USB in, so you can change the cab sims that are built into them. So I think you have 3 or 5 cab sims built into them, but you've got a choice of like 250 or something along those lines, and that you can switch in between. It's really, really clever. This could be the hub of your pedal board. This could be something to make it so you can get the same tones on stage as you do when you're recording straight into your computer, so you can use your board and you haven't got to replicate your board on a bit of software. Very, very, very cool. I can see these being popular, very popular. Lastly, we've got the Memoryman Deluxe Nano. So, Memoryman, very old pedal, really, really good. Been replicated so many times. Something like the MXR carbon copy is allegedly a copy of the Memoryman, and there's a reason it's probably, well, it was for quite some time the best-selling delay ever. You see it on boards like Jeff Beck, and I tell you what, I looked at the artist list a couple of days ago, and it was so vast, you know, I didn't even get to the end of it, and I knew pretty much everyone on there. It's just such a popular pedal, and I've gigged one for years. It's absolutely amazing. Now, what's interesting is this is the Memoryman Deluxe, so it's a little bit more involved. You've got controls for taming the modulation on the delays and these sort of things, and that's really, really nice. Would I buy it? I'd probably go down the route of the carbon copy Deluxe or something along those lines, because I'm familiar with that, and that's got subdivisions and these sort of things. And that, but I have wanted a Memoryman, especially an old one, for quite some time. So this does interest me quite a lot. Let's have a look. Would I buy any of the others? The Boss stuff, if I was really into looping, yeah, sure, that's the way to go. These are probably the ultimate looping machines. The Harley Benton mini pedals, if you're starting out new, yeah, do you know what? It's a good shout, and you know it's coming from Harley Benton, so they've got a good return policy and all this sort of thing. It's all to do with payment, so you'll be able to get them quickly. You're not going to put an order in and get it in 6 months' time, like you would with a lot of these other pedals coming off of Amazon and eBay and these sort of things. So that's great. REVV amps, would I buy a noise gate? 100%. Yeah, I like a good noise gate. And the Blackstar pedals, if I didn't have the board I have, which is absolutely amazing and does all the direct recording in wet, dry, wet and all that sort of thing, this would be definitely an option. I'd probably run a couple in stereo. So yeah, very, very, very interesting week, and you can see why I didn't want to leave it out, just because I've got internet issues. Right, thank you very much. I'll see you next week, hopefully from the comfort and warmth of my own office. See you later. Bye.